Written by Dustin Price, Director of Map Global. Over the years, as I grew in my relationship with God, time after time, I'm reminded that I am nowhere near finished in my discipleship journey. I find myself reassuring my own soul and those the Lord has entrusted me to pour into with this simple phrase: God's economy is not our economy. On its surface, it is quite broad and even generic. But nonetheless, it seems to bring me comfort as I struggle to reconcile the many things of this world that do not seem to add up. A few years back, I was teaching a missions course, Perspectives, that I had taught many times before. And I asked the Lord to give me some fresh insight into His heart for the subject matter. The majority of the lesson drew its guidance from the Apostle Paul's own missionary journey, as well as the New Testament epistles that he has blessed the church with. In a moment of divine inspiration, I felt as though I was able to see and feel Paul's own weighty ministry responsibilities from his point of view. What motivated him to travel? What motivated him to teach? What motivated him to write letters to those he loved, even when he was in prison, or perhaps from being with them in prison? And that's when it hit me. In a very real way, 99% of the ministry impact of the Apostle Paul's life came from the words he had written down and then later became canonized into what we have now known as our own modern Bible. Seeing from this vantage point, it became apparent to me that in Paul's own mind, he must have believed that 99% of his ministry impact to preach and to teach in person. He surely had no idea at the time that these letters he was writing to fill in the gaps in his absence would actually be used of God to arguably be the most significant instructive teachings to the New Testament church, second only to Jesus' own words. I realized in a tangible way in that moment that each time God sat Paul down, slowed Paul down, or even allowed him to be locked up, that these were the times that God had set aside for Paul to be faithful in his most important role in history. Even if Paul himself could never know the weight of his own obedience in the spaces between his traveling and teaching. God's economy is not our economy. To the world from here, Dustin Price, Director, Map Global. Your calling is our mission statement. I hope you, my church, friends, and supporters and family have enjoyed this video, this preview of the film I'm making for the Punan people, the retelling of the story of how God works and brought me to the Punan people in 2018.